Your actions have consequences, and obviously everyone knows this. But at the same time, I don't feel like it's talked about enough because we're all told our actions have consequences, and usually it's used in like a disciplinary way. But sometimes your actions can lead to good things, like you give some homeless man like $5 and he goes to buy some food and boom, there you go. He did a good deed for society. That guy doesn't go hungry. You feel good about yourself. They feel it can renew someone's hope. And kindness is one of the best traits for us to have, especially when it comes to our relationships with others. You should always treat people the way that you want to be treated. Now, I'm a firm believer in the idea that nothing that we do matters, like, in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, there's some outliers to that, like, Jeff Bezos, Amazon director, he's changing or has changed the digital um, marketplace when it comes to delivering and selling home goods, or whoever the guy who created eBay is, all those things. But for the common person, for the average Joe, the average Joe Schmo, our actions don't matter, um, and that's okay, because we might not matter in the grand scheme of things. However, what does matter is now. All the people that you treat now, however you treat them now, all the people you involve yourself with, all the people that you interact with. Um, Now, when I talk about this, it can be a slippery slope because when I say that we should all be nicer to each other, some people will take it as, oh, we should just be overly nice, overly giving, and no, I don't think that we should over overgive. I don't think we should give more than we're receiving back, and even if we're giving more than we're receiving back, we shouldn't overgive more. So what I mean by overgiving more is like you don't want to be giving out every last you don't want to give out $5 when you have three, right? I mean, unless you know that person's gonna help you out. If they've helped you out, you know, there's a little bit of nuances, but for the most part, you don't want to be giving out $5 when you have three. But at the same time, you don't want to treat these people in your life as if they don't matter to you. Now, I think it's very healthy to lay down boundaries. Boundaries is something I've always struggled with. I've always been like an all or nothing type of person. And I think I mentioned this in the last video. I've always been all or nothing, and that's one of my biggest hindrances. I'm always to the extreme one side or the other, and I'm working on it. So I can relate when I say treat people kindly, treat people nicely, the way that you want to be treated. I can relate. It can be hard to find a nice healthy balance. But this is for those of us who don't have to worry about finding that balance, or those of you rather, because I'm in the people who are trying to find a balance. But what we all should, um, well, it might be closer than I thought. Well, we all, where'd it go? When it comes to our closest relationships, how we treat them matters. Or even not just our personal relationships, how we treat other people, that matters a lot, actually. More than you would think. Because your little effort can make the whole difference of somebody's life. You could give somebody, like, even the basicest of things. Like, just give them a smile, tell them have a good day, be kind to people, and it can change their whole outlook on life. You can restore someone's humanity. It's important to be mindful of what we do to people. I've always been the type of person to overgive or undergive. And when I mean overgive, it's like I'll flood you with all my affection if I'm in a relationship, or I'll give you my all when it comes to our friendship. I'll give you the shirt off my back, basically. And, that has hurt me in the past and ended up making me more reserved. Extremely reserved, actually. I became one of those people that are like, okay, no humanity, humanity sucks, people suck, and that's not any way to live, in my opinion. I've come to the realization that if you're giving out more than than you have, then you are hurting yourself. And I've done that. I've also come to the realization that if you don't give out enough, you will scare people away, you will push people away, you will show them, you will give them the idea that you do not care. And that could very well be true for some of us. Some people just don't care about others. We're not supposed to care about everyone. It's not our directive. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to be everyone's friend. It's okay to not like somebody, but it still doesn't excuse being rude or being inconsiderate to people. It's not liking someone is not an excuse to be a dick. Let me just say it straight up blunt like that. Being kind to people is one of our greatest assets, the capacity for kindness. I don't think that in the animal kingdom, I use the example of animals a lot because I'm big into nature, and also, we are animals at the end of the day. No matter how evolved we are animals. When it comes to the animal kingdom, most animals in a species will not have any big issues with one another, and that's obviously not to speak for every animal. There are plenty of species that battle each other or go against each other. But we have the capacity for kindness. A lot of other animals do too, but we in specific have the capacity for kindness regardless of how we feel about people. And even if you don't like them, even if they're like the worst person in the world, sometimes it's not worth the time and energy put in to be rude to someone. You know? If you're standing up for someone, that's great, but at the same time, don't be too rude about it. Some people deserve it, yes. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you that no one deserves to be treated poorly, because there's a lot of sick people in the world, or rude people, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of messed up people in the world. And but what I'm talking about is, regardless of that, we should be open to being kind to everyone and anyone that we come across, regardless of their color, their ethnicity, their religion, regardless of anything. Everyone deserves a little bit of kindness. A little bit of kindness can go a long way. And very it's important to be mindful of how your words and how your actions can affect somebody in the long term. Now, I don't think that we should just be letting bad people get free slides, I don't think bad people need not second chances. Let me rephrase that. I don't think bad people need, like, you know, to be excused for all their wrongdoings. Like, they should be punished in to whatever extent. But I don't think we or you in specific should be the one to punish them. It's important to let people who are bad people or do bad things um will eventually end up getting what's theirs. You reap what you sow, as they say. So why would you want to put your time and energy, because all that ends up doing is hurting yourself in the end. it's very important to be mindful. Plus, you know, not everyone is as bad all the time. I'm not saying that the people who are proven to be bad are good, but there's a lot of times people are said to be bad and then they're not bad, and then it's just like, well, what's this person? Everyone perceives things differently. So it's very important to be kind to everyone. Don't be a doormat. Be kind to everyone and be mindful of the things that you say and do, because who knows, you might be the person to either break or make someone's day, or you know, you might be that one person to send them over the edge to a good or a bad push, you know? It's not, everyone is different, and I think that it's very important to be open to other people and their experiences. And even if you're not like them, if you don't like them, or whatever it is, you know, just be nicer, be kinder to people. Remember, the things you say and do will follow you for the rest of your life. Not always, but for the most part, even if no one else brings it up, you will end up internalizing it and holding on to it. It will eat you alive. It can eat you alive. Not everyone. Some people don't feel guilt. But some of these things will eat you alive and swallow you whole. And you could very well push people to dark places or bring them to the lightest places. The I keep saying this, but the biggest reason I'm saying this is because it's very important to me that we all realize our actions have consequences. We might not have been raised on that. We might, some people were, some people weren't. Some people got to walk by their whole life without getting a single consequence. Meanwhile, some people got consequences for things they didn't even do. That's just how it is. But all we can do to avoid any negative consequences for ourselves and others is be the nicest version of ourselves possible. Change starts with you, and though you might not change the entire world, the entire planet, you have the power to change yourself. You have the power to change one person, and sometimes one person's world being changed is more than enough than in comparison of changing the entire landscape of the planet. You don't have to be this big shot firefighter guy or police officer to be a hero. The biggest heroes are the ones with the kindest hearts. So make sure that your heart's in the right place when you interact with people in any capacity. Make sure that your heart is in the right place. So while I explore this, I also want to add, because I don't want to send off the wrong message here, that your actions only have consequences in regards to other people, because your actions do have very real consequences in regards to yourself. And that's just the cold hard truth. You know, if you decide that you want to, we're going to take diet into instance. Now, if you decide that you want to eat just junk food all day, then you're going to end up just, you know, packing on the pounds, packing on the pounds. So don't be surprised when you're 200,000 pounds and unhealthy. You know, when your doctor tells you that you're borderline obese or you are obese, then you only have yourself to blame at that point. And you know, harsh, I know, but that's just the cold hard truth. Is this the library? Oh. So yeah, your actions have consequences in regards to other people and yourself. So keep that in mind when you're making decisions on who you want to be, what you're trying to do. You know, just keep in mind that whatever you do, something is bound to happen and consequences are inevitable. It is your choice though what is the outcome of some of your actions. If you want a better chance of having more positive outcomes, better, um, better consequences for whatever you're doing, then be a better person. Do the better thing. Be the best version of yourself for yourself. Because if you do that, if you just follow by that silly little simple guideline, then everything will work out. As much as, you know, it might be disheartening to see some of these people who are quite obviously like bad people and they just kind of coast through life. That's you know, at the end of the day, whatever's gonna happen to them is gonna happen to them, and it's up to you whether or not you're gonna let that change who you are. If you want to be a bad person and hope that you can coast through life, then by all means, do whatever you want to do. But a lot of the time, it's just not worth it. Be the better person, and just focus on being the better person. Because, like I said, change starts within you. Change starts with you. Alright, so we found the portal. Took like 10 minutes, but I just blocked off that and covered it in torches so we don't get like bombarded. As you can hear, we're surrounded by things. It's such a weird spot for the portal too. It's like so disconnected from the rest of the place. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna head up and get some stuff. Try to get the 10 ender pearls for the next time so we can just beat the dragon. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Leave a comment over one good thing that you did today. I want you to do one good thing. Come back to this video and tell me what that good deed was. And I hope that my words resonated with you on some type of level. With that being said, it's your boy Thorok. Peace, broskies. See ya.